Good afternoon to you all from Muscat. It's 12 o'clock p.m. and welcome and thank you for joining us for the launch of round 3 of Oman's green hydrogen land auctions. I would like to begin by extending our appreciation to all those who contributed to the preparatory phase, from market sounding sessions, bilateral consultations, and workshops. Your engagement and insights has been instrumental in shaping what we are about to share with you today. Today marks a continuation of Oman's decisive steps in shaping a competitive and credible green hydrogen sector. This is more than just the opening of a new bidding round. It's a reflection of our growing readiness, our commitment to structured delivery, and our role in enabling global energy transition priorities. Through Hydrom's integrated approach and the strong response we've seen to earlier rounds, we are entering this new phase with confidence, expanding the platform for serious developers while staying focused on scale, value, and long-term impact. Oman is not just participating in the global hydrogen economy, we are helping to define it. My name is Abdelaziz Shidani. I'm the Managing Director of Hydrom and welcome you all to the official launch of Hydrom Round 3 auction round. Let me introduce the team who will walk you through the presentations for the next 1 hour. We'll start with a presentation by Rumaita Al-Busaidi, well known for many of you, who has been leading the market sounding activities. Will be followed as well by Hafsa Subhi, who has led the design of the Round 3 auction round, and supported by Balqis Al-Harthi. She will provide a live demonstration to the process. And then a new joiner to Hydrom's team, Riham Al-Maymani, as the Director for Strategy and Market, will be joining us in responding to your questions. With that, the floor is yours, Rumaita.
Thank you, Engineer Abdelaziz. Very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're joining us. I'll be presenting you and walking you through what is going to be the round 3 auction round in terms of the steps and how you can actually participate in this. So starting off with the objectives for today. Our objectives for today is that this is not just launching a new auction round, it's about inviting you to be part of Oman's energy future, and we'll be walking you through the why, the how, and most importantly, the opportunity that lies ahead. Starting off with basically introducing you a bit on the strategy, how we started, where we are, and what is up for grabs at the moment when it comes to the land auctions. As you know, this builds on our ambition to not just auction land, but catalyze a thriving green hydrogen ecosystem in Oman. And the way that we do that is to contribute to the road to net zero for Oman by 2050, but also contribute to the economic growth that we see the energy transition opportunity provides Oman as an opportunity to really seize. And the way that we see that in terms of factors, first of all, Oman has gunned itself by positioning itself with a significant renewable potential. The combination of wind and solar that we have is amongst the top in the world. And these world-class resources really, in addition to our favorable location and strategic geopolitical outlook, provides a really good entryway as well to main demand markets that are targeting for those energy transition opportunities as well, be it in Asia or the European markets. Additionally to that, as you may know, Oman has ambitious hydrogen targets as a result of a program that was announced back in October of 2022. That target was basically an interim goal of 1 million to 1.5 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030, and an overarching goal of up to 8.5 million tons by 2050. And also to kind of set the scene and remind you all on the strategic objectives of why specifically green hydrogen, in addition to those two nuggets that I mentioned. The first one is a key objective of providing and ensuring energy security for not only Oman, but also for global demand. We also are striving using this opportunity to really diversify the local economy by onshoring the supply chain as well, and really making sure that forward and connected industries are really part of a full ecosystem to really create value for Oman. Additionally, decarbonization, as I mentioned, the net zero target for 2050. Out of the 6 technologies that will help Oman reach that goal, hydrogen is one of the key ways that are helping Oman safeguard itself for a sustainable future for future generations, and ultimately creating a green hydrogen sector with a competitive levelized cost of hydrogen for export markets and also attracting FDI. And finally, supporting innovation and ensuring that we have a lot of those capabilities and opportunities for green jobs in Oman for the younger population as well. As a result of all of these, we have taken a lot of concrete actions to develop the hydrogen economy. One of the main key things is having 50,000 square kilometers of land that have been allocated for green hydrogen production. This is themed under and anchored by the royal decree that came out in 2023, really allocating those lands, with Hydro being the custodian of those lands. And the way that we give away those lands for hydrogen production is exactly what we're discussing today, the hydrogen auctions. We've completed 2 rounds so far. It has been a very clear process and very well renowned as well and applauded. And we're now launching the 3rd one that is currently going to be underway. We have, as a result of that, 8 projects that we've awarded with an expectation that these projects will start operations by 2030. And obviously the green hydrogen strategy that I just mentioned earlier is basically what really sets the foundation for all of these actions to move forward. And additionally, which you will hear more about as well, is the shared infrastructure that we offer as a result of these green hydrogen projects as well. In terms of steps, so our journey started back in 2021 and has moved quite fast since we actually were set the foundation for hydrogen. We were formed as a result of that strategy back in October of 2022. And since then, we have really moved fast in making sure that Oman not only seizes that opportunity, but also provides a lot of learnings and know-how and opportunities to the market as well to really capture this energy transition opportunities, specifically in the hydrogen journey that we have. And now I think the most important thing is really providing details on the market in regards to what is open for round 3. And basically what we are opening for round 3 is the availability of having up to 300 square kilometers of land in the Duqm region. We have chosen Duqm this time as the offering for the land. We believe that it has a world-class wind and solar resources that is very well known for Oman to have. It's also an access to key demand markets in the EU and Asia. And the block itself is around 100 kilometers away from the special economic zone at Duqm. Further details will be provided by my colleague Hafsa, specifically on the actual land characteristics as well. Something interesting as well we are going to be offering in the market, which I will explain shortly as well, is the ability for developers to have the flexibility to submit proposals with varying land sizes, ranging from 100 square kilometers to up to 300 square kilometers. And in terms of timelines, that's something that we heard from the market as well, that we would like more extended timelines to really prepare for a bid. So now you have, as a bidder, if you start from today, until the deadlines that we have set for the bid submission, up to 9 months to really set your project apart and also prepare your bid with the specifications that you are confident enough to submit a bid. A little bit in terms of the timeline and what that entails. So we're launching today, and you have a few months to kind of work on your RFQ document and statement of qualification. The RFQ document is released now, so you are able to access the RFQ document following some steps that we will explain later. And following that, you also have an option to form consortia and really finalize your participation in terms of moving forward. Once you submit your statement of qualification, then you have the ability to, if you qualify, to receive the RFP, and you have time to prepare your bid and submit. During that bid preparation period, you actually have access to be able to really visit the site in terms of site visits and also management meetings. And following the bid submission deadline, then we will do the evaluations, and hopefully by next year, Q2 of 2026 is when we're planning on awarding the round 3 winners, hopefully. A bit on the key project parameters, and obviously more details will be provided in the RFQ and RFP documents, but something on the high level, the duration is the same in terms of the land tenure. We have 47 years. You have 7 years for development and construction and 40 years for operation. There is what we call conditions and also incentives. One of the conditions is the Oman take, where there are land fees to be paid for the use part of the land once production starts, and we offer as well incentives in the form of discounts during the construction phase and the development phase. So if we talk about the development phase, you have an 80% discount, so you're only paying 20% of the land fee. And during construction, it's 100% discount, so there's no expectation to pay any land fee because you've shown a commitment to your land as you start construction. And during the operation, you basically pay for the footprint of your project. In addition to that, base royalties and upside fees are expected, and corporate tax applies in this case because the actual upstream block is not located within the free zone area. In terms of the scope, it remains the same in terms of an integrated scope. So you are expected as a developer to do the renewable energy generation, the green hydrogen production, transforming that green hydrogen to a derivative of your choice, and offtake. In terms of technology, you are free to use whichever technology you see best as a developer. We don't really mandate any sort of technology. However, there's mandates in terms of the target hydrogen production that is required. In this case, if you are bidding for 100 square kilometers, the expectation of the minimum would be 50,000 tons of green hydrogen production, and it will be scaled accordingly based on the size of land that you will be bidding for. And additionally to that, the infrastructure will be something that we provide in the form of water, electricity transmission lines between your blocks, as well as that gas pipeline, which I will explain as well shortly. Something interesting as well to note in comparison to what happened in the previous round is there's an option to supply surplus renewable electricity. However, this is subject to regulatory approvals, and this is basically more details on how it will look like. So in terms of the end product, we're expecting that you would supply either local industry or convert that hydrogen into a derivative that you are able to export. And the sale of excess power at the moment is being explored but hasn't been finalized yet. So in terms of the timing or the market access, that is something that we cannot confirm at this stage. Moving on to, I know there's a lot of questions of what has changed from the previous rounds to now. We've listened to the market, we've heard you when we did our market sounding activities, and the first major thing, as you will see, that is different from the previous rounds is the ability for you to customize your land configuration based on what you see is best for your project. The other one is, in addition to that, we have kind of given flexibility to smaller developers and medium-sized developers to come into the picture. So we've streamlined the qualification criteria to align with that offering. In addition to that, the option timelines, we've extended it to 9 months this time around. Something that has remained is that the performance bond or bank guarantee is not required. And additionally, we are offering a facilitated matchmaking support where you are able, once you receive the RFQ document and finalize all the processes there, to be able to be part of a list and are able to build some consortia forming as a result of that matchmaking process that we offer. More details in regards to the auction process, because I know we had some pre-submitted questions on this specifically. The auction process itself is divided into 2 stages. You have the RFQ stage and the RFP stage. The RFQ will be looking at the qualification of the consortium or the company. So you would have to meet a minimum qualification criteria. These are all details that are provided in the RFQ document. And then once you qualify, you will be invited by Hydro to receive the RFP document. And there as well, you will go through a minimum bid criteria that is required in order for you to meet on the next stages until we announce the winner. Something to also mention that there are fees expected in the RFQ stage, the RFP stage, and also when you're submitting a bid. Those details are provided as well in the RFQ document. I'm taking you back now to the shared infrastructure, which is what we're providing to the project companies as well. This is basically three main elements and three pillars. We will be providing pure drinking water quality from the desalination plant all the way to the upstream production blocks, in addition to a green hydrogen gas pipeline that will be connecting your upstream production to your downstream area. And finally, the electricity transmission lines that will be connecting the upstream area to the downstream blocks as well. How that looks like in Duqm in terms of the common infrastructure and where your block will look like, will be, is as shown on this slide. On the right side, you will actually see all the major infrastructure elements there, where they're all very much co-located together to ensure maximum use of the land and also to be able to provide those products with the best quality required by the developer. Another question as well is in regards to the common infrastructure development timeline. We follow the same timelines as the projects. These timelines are aligned with the previous round one and round two projects that have already been awarded. So the expectation is that it will follow the same timeline. A bit of an update on where we are at the moment. We are still in the pre-feed stage with an expectation for us to conclude that by the end of Q2, so end of this quarter, and then move on with the feed activities, hopefully, and FID activities following through that. And with that, I will pass it on to my colleague Hafsa to give you more details on a high-level overview of how the auction blocks look like.
Thank you, Rumaita. So when it comes to the block that Hydrom is actually offering for this bid round, I'll be providing a recap on what Rumaita has just shared. So for this round, Hydrom is auctioning up to 300 square kilometers. That's in the Duqm region. This project location is in a very close proximity to the port of Duqm and to the special economic zones of Duqm. It is as well in a very close connectivity to the master plan common utilities infrastructure, and hence those parameters are actually enabling and facilitating a very global connectivity of the auction block to the market. Now, this location is actually positioned in a very prime place that is rich with both solar and wind potential. We are going to delve into these details in short. As well, this round is actually providing opportunity to secure land in one of the most strategically positioned and resource-rich hydrogen zones in the world. So if we would go to the next slide, in which we are providing high-level information about the block. So as we mentioned, the location is in Zone 1. For those who doesn't know where Duqm is located, that's the south and central part of Oman. What Hydrom is offering, up to 300 square kilometers, but we offer the theme of this auction round is actually focused about flexibility. So the minimum bid size that the applicant could bid for is 100 square kilometers. That is actually corresponding to 50 kiloton per annum of green hydrogen. However, the applicant is having the flexibility to bid more than that, as matches with their respective project development configuration and scalability, and accordingly requires to adjust the committed green hydrogen production. When it comes to the renewable energy potential, the average wind speed ranges from 7.1 to 8.3 meter per second. The average solar irradiation in the area averages 2,310 kilowatt hour per square meter. The topography in the area is actually a leveled flat terrain with zero to minimal development constraints at the area. When it comes to phasing, yes, we don't permit phased execution within the awarded block, but however, we are introducing a new flexibility in this regard, where we are allowing applicants to request for additional lands for future expansions. So an applicant could raise interest into having future blocks in close adjacency to the bidded block. So that's, in short, the high-level overview of the block that we are offering on round three. Now I will brief you in the next slide and walk you through why Oman is uniquely positioned to lead in the green hydrogen space. There are 5 core values or drivers behind our success. The first one is that Oman is blessed with exceptional resources in both solar and wind, and we are strategically located between 2 key demand centers in Europe and Asia. For that, we have as well earmarked 50,000 square kilometer of land, and those are with a very prime natural resources. We offer as well a stable political and economic climate. We have a very long-standing partnership, and of course we are having young and talented local workforce. When it comes to our infrastructure and logistics, so Oman provides access to advanced infrastructure, being the ports, power, water, road, and a seamless global trade connection. So it is easier for international developers to localize operations within the country. Beside that, and when it comes to the governance, we have a transparent development framework. So our green hydrogen sector is governed through a clear, structured, and transparent process that is backed by a royal decree. So that is actually ensuring fairness and the streamlined project development. Um, a key message over here as well is we have already awarded 8 projects, so we have already a proven track record in that sense. So in summary, Oman actually combines not only the natural advantage, the stability and the resources rich blocks, but we are actually not only just open for business, but we are actually already delivering. So, when it comes to the next slide, we are showcasing that we are looking, not just only looking for investors, we are actually looking to build long-term relationships and partners, and hence we welcome international players to play a very effective role in our green hydrogen economy. So we are looking forward to those potential roles that you applicants are going to play, being the hydrogen project developers, hydrogen financial partners, the equipment providers, industry of takers, and of course the infrastructure developers. So those partners, we anticipate that will play a very vital role in shaping the global competitiveness of the hydrogen economy anchored in Oman. The next slide is actually showing the next steps and a very useful information. What actually is next after we announce or what after we have announced round three launch. So the immediate next step is actually registering on the auction platform and filling the form, downloading the instructions, signing the confidentiality undertaking, and paying the fees. Shortly, Balqis is going to take you over a live demo on how to register at our auction platform. It's worth noting as well for all those developers who have already participated in our previous auction rounds, they still require to re-register back again, re-register back and to gain the access into round three registration and the subsequent platforms for that. So over to you, Balqis.
Walking you through the registration steps. So I'll be walking you through the registration steps. We'll start off with the Hydro's website. You can find it as in hydro.om. This is how the website looks like. You can go to either auction round 3 or round 3 auction. Just click on the round 3 auction. It will land you to this page. If we walk very quickly through this page, it's all the information is related to round 3 auction. You will find the key dates and the process timelines, as well as the what's new in this auction round, as well as how you can apply, and information on webinars and future webinars, as well as the contact details and if you require any support. For now, I'll be taking you to the registration on the auction platform. You can press click on this. It will take you to a registration form. Through this registration form, you'll need to put in your details as such, and your occupation, as well as your phone number. And if required, you can list down the emails of your team members, and then you click on register. Once you click on your register, you'll receive an email where you will need to verify your email. Once you verify your email, you'll be asked to set your password, and there you'll be able to log into your Ansarada platform, your auction platform. So this is how your auction platform is supposed to look like. Basically, you will have a document index, a question and answer, and then the submissions. For the document index, you'll be able to find any documents that can help you, and that can help you throughout the registration process. You will find the documents over here. We have the registration guidelines, we have the confidentiality undertaking, the consortium creation form, as well as the FAQ for the registration stage, and the payment instructions. If applicable, the confidentiality undertaking, and if applicable, the consortium creation form will be needed to be submitted, and will be needed to be submitted through the submissions windows. So this is how the submission windows look like. You will have the confidentiality undertaking, the consortium creation form if applicable, and then the proof of payment. You'll be clicking these three. Lines over here on the left, on the right, and you can either add a folder or a document. You'll also be able to ask questions through the Q&A tab with set teams, set subjects as such. In addition to that, if you require any support, there is this tab where you get a 24-hour support through the Ansarada team. And if required, if you would want to approach Hydrum, you would just go to the Get Started tab, where you will find Hydrum's support details. And you can find all of this also summed up in the document index in case you want to go back to it. So basically, that's in short, and I'll hand it over back to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Balqis, on that.